All right, guys, welcome back into another episode of To The Show Baseball Podcast presented by Beyond the Monster. I am your host, Andrew Parker, and today's episode, we are diving into the Atlanta Braves organization. I have Jacob Shafer on, who is coming off a Player of the Week award in his final week there for a no-hit outing in his last outing of the year for Augusta. So we do dive into that a little bit and what's in store for this offseason. And, we do show some love to North Carolina. He is a Carolina man through and through. Went to UNC Wilmington, lives there in the off seasons, grew up there. So we do talk about all that and more. But before I get to the interview here, whether you're watching me on YouTube right now, listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever it is that you are receiving this podcast, please like and subscribe. It means a world to me. Making a big push on YouTube right now. It is free to subscribe there. So it'd mean the world for me if you did hit the subscribe button on there. But without further ado, let me shoot you on to the interview with Jacob Shafer. All right, I am joined by Jacob Shafer, and Jacob is actually coming off of a Pitcher of the Week award this past week for the Carolina League for his performance last week. Kind of ended on a high note, and so I guess that's exactly where I want to start. You are coming off of, getting that honor. I know that wasn't probably something that you went into the week saying, I want to win Pitcher of the Week, but it happened in minor league baseball. Obviously, put your name out there and recognize you for that. So how was the ending to the year for you in winning that award?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. I mean, obviously, positive way to end my season for sure. And I didn't really even think anything about it. I think it might have been Monday or maybe even Tuesday, and I just was like scrolling on social media and just happened to see my name pop up. So it's pretty cool to win that.
Yeah, I figured it wasn't something that you're like, oh, I really wanted to win it, but it kind of happens. And obviously, when you have the outing that you had, 6 no hit innings, you're probably going to be in consideration for it. So for yourself and that finishing that way, how important was that for you to do it in that style going into probably a pretty important offseason for you?
Yeah, it just gives me a lot of confidence and reassurance, that I got what it takes to keep pitching and keep working hard. It's pretty crazy. I don't think that's the longest I've thrown without like giving up a hit in an outing. I think I noticed it like third or fourth inning. I was like, I still haven't given up a hit. And then, when I shook my manager's hand, he told me I was done. I was like, 6 no hit innings. That's pretty cool, but definitely a good way to go out.
So I saw the pitch count. It was 887. And
hmm
was it tough for you to give that ball up? Like there's probably deep down and you're like, oh, I really just want to keep going. But obviously, it's minor league baseball. It doesn't, you guys usually don't have like a full no hitter to themselves. But was it a little tough to be giving that ball up?
Yeah, kind of. But I mean, I know like we always have our pitch counts. So it's like 85, 90 is probably the max that they're going to let you go. And I didn't know exactly what my pitch count was until talking to my pitching coach and stuff after I knew I was out of the game. But yeah, like at that point we were up like 10-0. It was just kind of like our offense was putting it on them all day and made it really easy for me to go out and just kind of relax and just pitch and just have fun. So I mean, a little bit tough, but like at the end of the day, I was just like, we're winning big and like just pass it on to the next guy. Not too
Yeah.
concerned about it.
Yeah, yeah. I just feel like deep down you're just like, ooh, like I wonder if I would have pitched 2 more innings. Like, if the pitch count was a little lower, it's like who knows how far you would have gotten with that. But obviously it is minor league baseball. You guys already knew going into, like you said, it's like, hey, the 85 pitches and you were there. So all right. So for yourself, obviously coming into 2025, it was your first full professional season. And I know you didn't get to pitch the full year this year, but for yourself, looking back on, I guess, full year one of pro ball, what did you learn about yourself? I guess, what do you have to take away from this year?
I'd say I learned a lot, more so mentally than anything, just with missing the first half of the year, dealing with a little bit of an injury. Um, took a big toll on me mentally, just not being able to be out there with the guys that I came in the organization with last year, and then watching spring training and stuff, and having to stay behind and get my body right, my arm right. So just learning kind of mental toughness and some of the other ways to control your mind and emotions when you're off the field and you can't do what you are, wanting to do. But then finally being able to get back out there and pitch, really just like I tried to keep it simple and just compete, not like overthink or do a whole lot of anything too much. Just keep it simple and like play the game I've always been playing. So not trying to overcomplicate things on myself and make it harder.
Yeah, how you kind of briefly touched on that. You had the injury to start the year that kind of delayed you a little bit in your start. Uh, it was your first spring training in 2025. Did you not get the chance to really like? Were you were kind of were you sidelined for that in spring training?
Yeah. Yeah. So I wasn't really able to participate in spring training. I was once we started spring training, that's kind of at the point where I was like beginning my throwing progression. So I was pretty much separated from the game action and like the bullpen stuff like that. So I got to watch a lot of that stuff and watch some of the games, but I didn't get to actually play. And so that was pretty tough. Just like wanting to be out there. Um, and then like when camp broke, everybody goes to affiliates. Like I'm still down in Florida doing my thing, working. But I mean, it all happens for a reason, I guess. And glad that I'm past that point now. But yeah, it was definitely tough on me for sure.
So I'm willing to say that coming into this next spring training, I feel like you might still be a rookie a little bit because you'll, fingers crossed, everything will be fully healthy and ready to go. Is there anything you're looking forward to your first healthy spring training in 2026?
Just spending more time like at an affiliate, like playing more games. One of the tough things about like getting back healthy about halfway through the year. I think it was like right after the All-Star break was like kind of down the stretch. I was pitching well, but sometimes I still kind of felt a little bit off. And then the last like two or three outings, I really felt like I was hitting my stride. And then the season ended, so it's kind of like I was really starting to build on some stuff. But then the year ends, so it's just like kind of frustrating in that aspect. So
Well,
just
what
kind of continuing on what I ended on this year and like trying to really get a full year out in front of me to work on some things and experience different stuff.
What are some of your, obviously leading up to the spring training in 2026, which is literally, I think, 5 months from now, which is kind of crazy that is already coming up. But do you have anything planned this off season? Like, are you going back home to train? Like, what does it look like this off season?
Yeah, I'm going back home, just training back home. I got some friends that are in various different like organizations and stuff that I've played with in high school and college ball. Um, so just training, um, trying to, first and foremost, stay healthy, show up to camp like ready to go, feeling good about, the work I did. And just that's really it. I got some like various goals and things like that, but I don't really want to get too much into it. But just bettering myself and putting myself in a better position for 2026.
So you're a North Carolina guy. Do you still call, is that where you call home in the off season in North Carolina?
Yeah, yeah, North Carolina guy through and through.
Okay, so you're a big North Carolina guy. Obviously, went to school there, and getting drafted by the Braves. I feel like you got kind of lucky because I feel like the one team that I would assume in that maybe has a lot of fans in that area. It's one of the. It's kind of weird actually. There's not really a whole lot of teams in that general area. I know Charlotte's
Hmm.
kind of getting they're trying to talk about that with MLB, which would be very cool, but. So for yourself, getting drafted by the Braves and having their affiliates all down there in like the Southeast, like Carolinas and Georgia area, like, do you feel like you got kind of lucky that, because it could have been an alternate universe where you got drafted by the Mariners and you were all the way out west and your family and friends are, time zones away from you. So, do you feel like you got lucky at all being a little closer to home?
Yeah, no, for sure. It's nice being close, staying in the South. And the good thing, like yeah, like you said, my family's been able to come out and see me throw a couple of times. I think it was my first game back. We were playing in Hickory, North Carolina, and that was only like an hour and a half away from my hometown. So I was able to get some family out to see that. But Definitely feel lucky. I have some teammates, some college buddies like they're out on the West Coast, Arizona, California, and they just say it's a different experience. So um, I'm kind of blessed for where I'm at.
Yeah, it's I you never really truly think about it, and then when you see a guy, it's like he grew up in Georgia or grew up in the Carolinas, and he went to school out there. And I know obviously you travel around during your college ball days, and obviously you were on the Cape and all that, but it's a guy out in he's up in Oregon playing in Hillsboro or wherever it is with the Diamondbacks or whoever, and he's just like, it is very, very different out there. The way of life is much, much different. It's way more sped up, in my opinion. But I'm an East Coast guy, so
Yeah.
I always East Coast is best coast, man. I will always say that. But so I did want to show some love to where you came from, obviously, and you're a UNC Wilmington guy, and I know we talked a little bit off air that obviously I know a couple guys, a guy that came from there, and so I am a little familiar with their baseball program, but I'm going to give you some time to show some love. So what was it like playing there, and I guess what was your experience like?
Yeah, it was a great time. Like out of high school, um, they're one of the schools that recruited me like the most, and I guess I just gravitated towards like the winning culture. Um, like playing postseason baseball, playing for something more than just the regular season, kind of means more with the conference championships, and then making it to the NCAA play and stuff. But also too, just giving me the opportunity like right away just to be able to play as like an 18, 19-year-old kid. Um, a lot of times now it's like you go somewhere, you might sit for a year, like you don't really know what's going to happen. And they gave me the opportunity to like earn some innings and pitch right away. So that's what drew me there. And then I had a great experience. Like Wilmington's an awesome city. It's 10 minutes from the beach. Like the weather's great most all year round. Met some of my closest buddies and teammates. And so a lot of them are playing professional baseball now too, and a couple guys are in the big leagues. So it's a great place overall, and I had a lot of fun playing there.
I feel like Wilmington's kind of slept on a little bit. I feel like it's a little underrated as far as like a summer destination. And I think for all the people out there that enjoy Wilmington, I know my wife is really into a show right now that was filmed in Wilmington, The Summer I Turned Pretty. I don't know if you're familiar
Yeah,
with it, but my wife is all the way in on it. I'm gonna probably have to watch the new episode tonight, but so she's seeing all these TikToks about Wilmington, North Carolina. That's where they filmed it. It's beautiful, and all these people are gonna start going there now. So I don't know if that's
yeah,
good or bad thing.
yeah. I don't watch the show myself, but I think it was the last year I was there. I know they filmed like part of the show on campus, and it was the last year I was there in school. Like they were actively filming kind of during my last semester there. So it's cool to see like stuff like that, movies and TV shows being made in that area.
Yeah, it's I feel like next summer you're probably going to see a little boom there in Wilmington for people wanting to go after, seeing it on the show this year. And I don't know, it does look like a cool place. But all right, so I know your season's over. I know that you're about to begin your off season, but in the minor league baseball season, you do have an off day every single Monday. And when you're not on a bus ride traveling somewhere, let's say you had a home series and you're hanging out at the apartment, what were you doing on those off days? How do you spend your free time?
It really just depends. If the weather's nice, you might try and go do something. A lot of guys like love to play golf on the day off, try and find like a golf course. Um, I haven't been as big into golf. Like I'm trying to get into it myself, but as tall as I am and stuff, it's a little hard to play. Like really got to get some good clubs, I guess. That's one thing I need to go out and do. But whenever my girlfriend was with me, usually just like getting outside, going for a walk, like hanging out at the pool, grilling out, something like that, going to dinner, just kind of trying to take your mind away from the game for like a day. I know it's not really that long of a break. I mean, it's a day, but like it seems like every off day zooms by quick. So really just trying to relax and just kind of reset your mind for the week ahead is what I would do.
I'm going to be honest with you. I actually didn't even take a peek at your height before we started this, and I could kind of probably see why you wouldn't enjoy golf that much because I feel like that would be hard.
Yeah,
Uh,
6'8", it's a little tough. Last time I played golf, I think it would have been like last November, and I had a rental set. Like I didn't have any personal clubs, so I used a rental set. It was at a nice golf course, but even like the nicest rental clubs were a little too short, and it just didn't make for the most of fun. I mean, still made it a fun time, but it's like you're really kind of grinding through it. So it's a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
tough.
no kidding. I feel like it would go both ways. You'd probably have some extra yardage off of the tee box with, I guess, given your stature, that might give you a few extra yards. But at the same time, man, that's got to be tough. I can barely golf, and I'm like 6'1", so I can't even imagine having being 6'8". That's crazy. Um, all right, well, I figured you probably every pitcher that I talk to, everybody golfs, but I kind of understand in your situation. I get it. All right. So obviously your season's over. You're heading into your off season here. Do you have any goals that you want to accomplish by the end of your off season? Obviously, I know that you want to be healthy going into the next year, but are you going to be working on anything this off season, like adding new pitches, or are you trying to like get to a certain velo? Like, is there anything that you're targeting this off season?
Um, yeah, I would say so. I think just kind of refining my pitch mix. I recently kind of added a changeup and still didn't really throw it as much as I would have probably liked at the end of the year. Just like getting comfortable with it, but like that's something going forward, being able to throw like four pitches whenever I want in the zone. I think is a big thing. And then ideally, I'd like to put on like 10 pounds, I weigh around like 235. But I still feel like I can fill out a little bit more, just getting stronger in the weight room. And then that goes kind of hand in hand with throwing a bit harder. I'm not exactly sure like all my numbers and stuff, but um, nowadays with everybody like throwing harder and velo is kind of like the big craze. It's like the harder you throw, I guess like you can get away with more mistakes in the zone. So something like that. I can't put like a exact number on like where I want to be, but we'll see like where that is as the off season progresses.
Yeah, I feel like you nailed it. Everybody's kind of chasing velo. I feel like that's the name of the game right now. I don't, I don't know if it's a good thing, bad thing, but like you said, you can kind of get away with a little more. But I don't know. I always like the stories. There was just a guy who debuted last night for the Red Sox, Connolly Early, former UVA guy, and he was sitting like 90, 91 last year, and he just learned how to pitch, and then the velo came, and now he's sitting mid 90s, and he struck out 11 in his debut.
Yeah.
So I always love hearing stories like that. It's like, hey, learned how to pitch first, then I got the velo, or like other guys just chase the velo from the beginning. I don't know. It comes in all sorts of paths. All right, one last question here for you, and I will let you slide. And it's going to be non-baseball related. So obviously, you're going to be hanging out in the Carolinas this off season here. Is there anything you're looking forward to? Do you have like a big trip planned? Anything like that non-baseball related? Is there anything you're looking forward to this off season?
Um, no big trips planned, but I think just spending time with family, getting to like just be around family. Since I was like down in Florida for almost half the year, just being away from your friends and family, getting to spend time with them. And then one thing I'm looking forward to that I kind of got into last off season was duck hunting.
Okay.
Um, so my girlfriend and her family live out near like the Outer Banks in North Carolina. So I got into that with her brother, and that's something I'm looking forward to getting to go to more of. So that's like my new
Gotcha.
hobby I kind of picked up, but still a novice at it.
Okay. Outer Banks, by the way, another spot that a TV show has brought light to that
Yep.
region. So,
Yeah.
all right, more you know, man. The Carolinas is going to be hot here in the next couple of years. I think it already is, but it's getting there. But all right, Jacob, I appreciate all the time. Obviously, wishing you best of luck going into this off season, and obviously wishing you a healthy spring training in 2026. But thank you so much for hopping on and doing this.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Andrew.